Hi everyone, it's July 8th, 2020, and actually yesterday I went on another 20 or 21 hour fast. And I want to say that another big benefit I know, I keep coming up with new benefits. I talked about earlier in the year how fasting had helped me get over my social anxiety disorder. I had gone to a protest in downtown Seattle. I was, I think, a day or two into a fast at the time, sometime between 24 and 48 hours into a fast. And I felt so comfortable. Normally, when I go to a large crowd like that, I usually put on some ear protection. I didn't need to do it that time. And I just felt so good, and I didn't feel too much anxiety. Normally, when I go to a big crowd like that, I'm always worried. Self-conscious almost. How do I look? How do I sound? But today I noticed another big benefit that fasting has. I often come up with what I need to say or do way too late. I leave a meeting or an encounter, some kind of social event, and I kick myself. I should have done that. Or sometimes people ask me a question, but I take a few more seconds than I need, and they already moved on, and I could have expressed myself a little bit better. To give you an idea, I have a funny example of this that I love. Earlier this year, I think around March or April, I had gone to the grocery store. I love to drink non-alcoholic beer, and this store was outside of my local area. I wasn't sure where the beer was, and I went up to ask somebody, but in my head, I was thinking beer. And at the time, the fact that Corona beer had a funny name was a funny joke. And so I thought Corona, and when I went to ask, and so I thought coronavirus, and then I thought about toilet paper, and so I asked the cashier where the toilet paper was. I just got it all jumbled up in my head, and it was just really silly. But I do that a lot. A lot of times, when somebody asks me a question or I'm at a social event and I need to bring something up from my head into my mouth, what's stored in my head often is in like a different language, and it has to be translated into English before I can speak it out. And then somebody replies to me, it goes into my ear as English, and then it has to be translated back into my head language. And so sometimes the translations take way too long, and by the time I come up with what I need to say, the cashier, I only had like 3 seconds to ask her, or the associate at the store. I was trying to ask her in like 3 seconds, and it came out wrong. Which is really funny because Corona beer wasn't even what I was looking for. So it was several steps removed, right? I was looking for Heineken, that became beer, which became Corona beer, which became coronavirus, which became toilet paper. See, that's the problem. And when I'm fasting, I notice I've been doing that a whole lot less. I was talking to my mom on the phone. When I talk to my mom, she's very notorious for constantly interrupting, so I have to think fast and think about what to say and actually say it before she moves on to the new topic. And I found that a whole lot less frustrating, and I was able to say the right thing a few more times than I used to, and I found I didn't get too upset when I got interrupted. Anyways, I'll probably do a few more fasts this month. We have another event I want to see in the sky. We have Jupiter in opposition, obviously, which at the same time being close to Saturn is kind of exciting to me. Thanks for watching.